Hey everybody, it's Carla. Welcome to the Happy Bookmaker. Hey, it's been a while, I know. I think it's been over 2 weeks since I posted. I've got some stuff going on that I'll talk about throughout the video. As I'm doing things, I'll just talk. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that I'll talk about. Let's get started with this. I did a short on this. What we're going to be doing is, this is, if I can turn this over and not get stuck to the tape. This is my latest art journal that we did together. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And it's the, we did the cover together in a video. And what I was thinking of doing, and been thinking about doing this for a while, was some kind of a paint pour method on something. And because these are those heavy, it's a child's book, those really heavy chipboard, book pages, I thought that this could be ideal for it. It might warp, it might, because you get a lot of paint on these things and they can warp. So I already did, as I explained in my short, a coat of clear gesso. And I got that recipe from Kelly at Book and Paper Arts. Kelly's my hero. I love Kelly. So you can check out her YouTube channel for that. And I would just put in the search clear gesso recipe and it'll come up. So, but then I thought, it wouldn't hurt to maybe put a coat of white, just acrylic white paint over this. And of course it did weird things and it kind of split a little bit. But my idea was just to get it to look, a little bit more like a canvas, which normally paint pouring is done on a canvas. So I did do a little experiment on a little teeny tiny canvas. And these are pretty much the colors that we're gonna be using. But it was so fun. And look how fun that turned out. Look at the texture. You see the texture? Now I put a coat of gloss over this, because it's very matte and I didn't really like that on the canvas. I mean, this was just a test thing, but I still want to I want to keep it. It's so cute. But you can see the things you could do with this, are just immeasurable, really. And then I'm putting it on my little easel here, and I'm going to keep it because I think it's so cute. So the first thing that I needed to do after kind of prepping this, and this might even still be tacky. No, it's pretty good. It doesn't really matter because the paint is going to be covering the entire thing. Now, when you're doing a canvas like this, obviously the paint goes over the side, and that makes it really cool. I obviously don't want that to happen with this because I didn't want it to get on the front of the book, so that's why I've taped it off. Some of it's going to go down, and that's okay. I'll deal with it. But these are the first 2 pages that I'm doing in this book, so that if I get anything on another page, I can cover it. I can mask it somehow. And you know what? If it's terrible, I'll just cover the whole thing up. It doesn't matter. It's all for fun, right? So so I've taped off. And just so that it doesn't get on the front mostly, if some gets down the sides, like I said, I'll deal with it. But I'm gonna move this aside for just a second as I stick to the tape here. But you wanna have gloves during this because it's messy. So I've gone ahead and mixed up several colors of paint. And what I wanted to show you, let me get this little guy out of the way here, is these are the kind of paints that I'm using, and it's just your basic cheap craft paint, acrylic craft paint. Now if you're doing real serious paint pouring kind of things, you're probably going to want to invest in better paint and pouring mediums and that sort of thing. But this is just for craft and it's for fun, so I'm using these. And I don't think I use this color, but these are basically like I said, what I'm using. And then I also had back from my furniture redoing days, this metallic gold Martha Stewart craft paint that adding the gold is it just makes it so, it's just beautiful, and it just kind of amps it up a notch. And so so the way that I've mixed these, according to looking at a couple of different videos, well, probably more than a couple, and And a lot of these people kind of have like YouTube videos. They kind of all have like a different way of doing it. So I kind of melded a couple of ways. So basically what I did, and we're gonna do one together, is we're gonna do the white together. That way you can see if you haven't done this before. And I'm just shaking this up. There is no measuring involved. I am just eyeballing. If you want to do this probably professionally and properly, maybe you have to. So I'm just putting in a pretty good blob of this. I'm gonna have a little bit less white maybe because the backgrounds are white. That's kind of an annoying noise. Okay, and to this, and it surprised me because I didn't think this was a thing, you have to have like a pouring medium. So in one video, this creator created the medium using Elmer's glue all, which is a PVA. This is also a PVA, tacky glue, so you could do it with either. And what she did was she mixed half and half water and half PVA in a bottle. This other one that I watched, it was a guy, and he did it the way, kind of the way I'm doing it. Although he measured a little bit more. I'm not measuring. But so basically what he did was he got some in his little cup, and then he did the same amount of PVA, just squirted it in, and like I said, I am just eyeballing because it just doesn't seem necessary to get that technical for this. It's really more of an experiment. So to me, I think that's about double. I'm gonna have to wipe that up or it'll get on my book. So that looks about double to me. Okay, wipe that white paint up. Okay, and then you stir that. Stir, and it's very thick. So where the water comes in now is, now I'm just adding in water to this instead of having it mixed in with the PVA. And I don't know which method is best because I haven't done it before, so we're gonna find out. So I'm just gonna start adding water. I got too much in the pink, and so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm thinking as it sits, maybe it'll thicken up a little bit. And so, and this guy also was showing how you want it to be. Now I might have gotten too much. No, I think it's good. You don't want it to be, maybe I'll show you in a different color so you can really see. You want it to be thinner. What you don't want it to do is have like big mounds when you're dropping it. Does that make sense? And this doesn't. Hopefully you can see that. So it's thin, but it's not like super runny. It doesn't make big mounds when you drop it. And I think that this is actually pretty good. And you see my pink is quite runny. It has thickened up maybe a little bit, but it's quite runny. But that's okay. I mean, it is a pour. And then I made purple with, I had some, let's see, I had this blue. And then I added some just regular acrylic from a tube, red, and a little bit more blue, and then made this purple because we do have purple going on the cover of my book, so I wanted to incorporate it. Now there could be some clumps in here. I'll just have to deal with those as they come because I've had this craft paint for a long time, so it's kind of good to be using it up. This might actually be a little thick. I'm going to add a little more water. See, it's a little thick. Stir that up. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I wish I could think of the consistency. I think probably like a heavy cream is kind of how you want it. This is probably more like half and half. So that's that. Okay, so we got everything mixed. So one of the sides is going to be more just like an overall pour. On the other side, I'm going to try to do kind of a flower design, which I saw this one gal do, and it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Now, I don't have the exact right thing for it, but I'm going to improvise. You know, that's what we do. We improvise. And I'm also going to go get my alcohol bottle and squirt these because you see the bubbles? If you can see those bubbles in there, you don't really want those. And if you squirt it with rubbing alcohol, you can get rid of those bubbles, apparently. So we'll find out. Okay, so I'm just gonna give each one of these a little squirt. Now I don't know what happens if you stir it again, if it gets more bubbles, but yeah, that does kind of work. It kind of works. You can also squirt it after it's on, but I just feel a little safer doing it beforehand. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm nervous. We're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so let me get, well first actually let's get one of our cups of paint ready. So the way this works, and I wish I had bigger cups, but for some reason I don't. I'm not like normal people that have those big red plastic cups. I don't know. I have these little tiny solo cups, and I don't know how many ounces is in here. I don't know what it might say. Oh, this is 3 ounce. Okay, so the guy that I watched had like a 5 ounce cup, but he was doing bigger. He was doing like a canvas. So I'm hoping this works. So what I'm gonna do is start pouring in this cup, and just, I don't really have a way, like a method. I'm just gonna start doing it, and you just pour in. I wanna save enough for the other page, because this is just gonna be one page. And then you can, like, I guess apparently angle it. Oh my gosh, now I gotta stir it a little because there's some alcohol up there. It is getting a little thick. Just put in a nice glob, and you can also, like, you know, repeat it and do it many times over. Let's put in some pink. This one is quite runny, so just pour it in. And what you don't want is, you don't want it to all mix together. So let's pour it in. And we need, let's do a little white now. That's a lot, okay. Let's do a little gold, and then I think I'm gonna repeat some colors because still have quite a few. I really like the gold. Ooh, the gold's pretty, okay. So let's go back and do, let's do some more pink. No more pink. And let's do a little more of this green. Green really got thick. And you can see it's heavy because it kind of sunk down. And then let's do a little bit more of this. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I really don't know. Okay, so, okay, let me scooch these things out of the way. I really have to try to keep this part clean. Okay. So my thinking is on this left side here. Oh gosh, what a mess. Oof. Okay, I do not want to knock that over. Okay. I'm going to do the, oh, that's enough paint. We'll see. I can always do another one, right? Okay. All right, here we go. So basically, yeah, you just start pouring, and I don't really know which way. And then one of them, he did it kind of in a circular motion. So let's just start. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be enough paint, but we'll do what we can do, and then I can always, oh, that's cool. You see that? That is too cool. I don't know, it might be, because I don't really want it to, you know, get too far to the edges, you know, over the edges. That is fun. I'm a complete amateur at this, so, you know, we're learning this together. Okay, oh, that looks so cool. Okay, so now we just start, yeah, tilting, I guess. And I can see that it may be, yeah, I don't think it's enough paint, but it may be a little thick even. Yeah, I think it's a little thick, so I'm gonna water it a little bit more for the next one. And hopefully I won't get you off camera here, but I'm gonna tilt it. That is looking really fun. I also want it to be kind of a thin layer on the book because, you know, it could crack. We don't really know yet. So I'm gonna give it a little squirt of water. Maybe that was more than a little, because it is quite thick. To get it to maybe to spread a little bit more. And then I know that you can also use like, you know, I could take like an old like credit card or one of those junk mail credit cards that you get and kind of draw it to the ends, which is probably what I'm going to do because I really don't want it to be that thick on the ends. Okay, would you believe I could not find one of those oh, credit cards in the mail, you know how they send you the offers. I guess they don't do that anymore. So I'm using this piece of junk mail. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of, that does not work. Okay. Oh, okay, but you know what? I will be putting something over this. Let's see what else we can do here. It's just too thick and it's not enough paint. Now what I can do is add a little more paint. Maybe we'll do that. I'm just gonna put in, we're just gonna do a little bit more. I'm gonna put in a little more water and try to get these ends. See, this had gotten really thick. That pink is pretty runny. We can use that. And I don't know what happened to the gold. It just like kind of disappeared, didn't it? That is disappointing that I did that. Okay. So, okay, let's just pour it in, see what happens. I need to put something else on this page anyway, so we'll just see what I end up doing. Give it another squirt. I mean, if it wasn't for that line of the card, it would actually be okay. So that is where I will probably mask it with something else. I'm gonna also now just pour a little of the gold over it, kind of randomly. That's a lot, okay. And let's see what we get. You know, it's not perfect, but is there such a thing? I don't know. Okay. Now when I did the little canvas, oh, this might help. I did not have this problem because I think my paint was, I had a lot of paint on there and it was obviously, it was runnier. Well, that actually works, okay. And that's kind of good because I don't think I'll have to worry about getting too much on the edges here. Okay, guys, that's how it's looking. And I think it's kind of cool, I really do. And it almost kind of covered up that spot that I messed up, you know, with the junk mail. I might pull a little bit more color here, and I'm gonna have to try to figure out, I gotta kind of wipe some of this away because I don't want it to get too much into this side, but I like it. I think that's really cool. And it's not super thick. It's gonna have a little texture. So let me kind of figure out how to wipe away some of this. Just carefully. Doesn't have to be perfect because other paint's gonna be going over it, but And it's possible to, oh, see, I took away some of that acrylic there, but before, when I have painted in my art journals, I have had problems in you know, where the fold of the book is, having it crack. So it's very possible I might have to put like some washi tape over that or something if it starts cracking, which it very well might, but you know, that's okay. That's okay. We're just crafting. It's fun. Okay, I think I'm gonna kind of leave that one more time, and then I'm gonna, yeah, I've wiped away a lot of that white paint. I wonder too if maybe putting the white paint on here kind of made it stick a little bit, because the clear gesso was pretty smooth. So maybe I wouldn't do that again. I have it now, so I have to live with it, but okay. All right, okay. I'm gonna let this dry for a few minutes. I'm gonna mix up some more paint because, as we learned, we need a lot of paint, and it's gotta be runnier so that it can really run. And what I'm gonna do in this next one is, I saw this Australian lady do a design, and it was like the bottom of a small, not like a 2-liter bottle of soda, but you know, the smaller ones, what are they? I don't know, quart or whatever. And, or maybe it's a 1 liter. And then, so she took the bottom and she, you know, she cut it off and she stuck it down, and then she poured the paint over it, so it made a shape, like a flower shape. Now I have, believe it or not, I looked through the whole house, couldn't find anything like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just one of these little solo cups, and I'm gonna pour it over, and it might not be, you know, completely flower-like, but I think that we can get something to come from it. So, and then she kind of like drew it out, you know, with sticks and stuff like that. So we'll see how that works. I really like the way this looks. It was a little more complicated than I thought. Oh, I love the gold there. That is so cool. So anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll finish up. Okay, you guys, I'm back. New plan, because I realized that I actually do need to have a pretty smooth white background for this side, because the flower doesn't actually cover the whole thing. So I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I hadn't painted this on, but I did, and it's there, and I'll have to deal with it. So I'm making the mistake so you don't have to, like I said. But what I've done here is taken the white and added, you know, actually a little bit more white, a little more glue, and quite a bit more water. And I'm gonna go ahead and go over this entire surface with the white in using the pour method for this. So how bad could it be? Okay, let's see. So, because I can't have any of this icky white stuff showing through with the flower there, so I gotta get this off my hands. So, you know, it's gotta be smoother white. A lot of it will be covered, but not all of it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just, you know, do the same thing. I'm gonna kind of go around, and please tell me it's thick enough this time, or thin enough. So, so yeah, I've been busy. I have been asked to help with my old job. So my old job is interior designer for office furniture dealership, and I've worked for them off and on for, oh gosh, I don't know, 25 years or so. And they have, they're losing 2 designers, and they need some help. And it's a kind of field where, you know, you kind of have to have training in that particular kind of work, because it's very specific. So, so anyway, so I'm going to be helping them 3 days a week for a while. I just started this past week, and until they get, you know, enough people and get, you know, get going. And so that's going to be taking up, I'm thinking, you know, a good part of at least a few months, if not, I don't know how long it's going to take. But so that is keeping me pretty busy. And then and it will be, I guess I should say. And I've been writing a book. I've had a couple of books in the works for a while, but this one, it's actually a new one. Oh, I'm stuck. And it's going really, really well. And I'm in the groove of it. And I'm trying to just, you know, keep the momentum, because, you know, I don't know if any of you have ever, you know, tried writing, but like writer's block is a thing. You know, like you sit there and you're like, I have no idea what to write. Even if you have something in your mind, you're like, I don't even know how to put it on the paper right now. So so anyway, so I've been really busy with that and trying to, you know, get as much done on that as I can. I'm about halfway through. If I'm going by chapters, I'm about halfway through on my chapters. So I'll let you guys know, like, when it is done, if, you know, if anybody's interested in it. I don't know if it'll be, you know, self-published, or if I'll be able to get it, you know, legitimately published by you know, a big publisher. We'll see. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm kind of in the groove of it, and so I'm just gonna keep going. See, this is not working out as well as I hoped, because it's not completely smooth underneath. It is you know, it's kind of lumpy. Thankfully, a lot of this will be covered. Let me see here. And it's running into the other page, which I guess that's okay. That's okay at this point. So I'm gonna have to help it along here, which I was hoping I wouldn't have to do. I guess I didn't mix up enough, but I'm learning this too, so try not to drag any of that color over here. Yeah, it looks lumpy because the surface underneath it was not completely smooth. I don't know if I mind that so much. It's kind of okay. Like I said, I may have to go over it with some kind of tape anyway if it starts cracking. So anyway, so yeah, I've been writing a lot, and I'm really into that. And then I'm just started back to work. And also I've got possible really big move coming, physical move, moving house in the next few months, possibly. So kind of working on some stuff for that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the videos might be a little less frequent. I will do them, you know, as I can, but you know, it's just a time thing. And also, as far as like making junk journals and things like that, I have so many stocked up in my cabinet. I think I have like 15 to 20 books, and I'm kind of running out of ideas. You know, like if I start selling some of them, and you know, then it's like, oh, well, I can make another one kind of like that or whatever. But right now it's like, I just have too many. And so if anybody has ideas, like if you think, you know, I would love to see such and such from you, or, you know, can you do this kind of a video, or can you do a video using this or something, I am open to suggestions, because I just, you know, you just kind of run out of ideas when you have a lot of stuff already kind of stockpiled. So I am open to it, would love to hear it. And so that's my story right now. It's just been kind of crazy lately. But okay, so this does not look good. I don't like that. But again, I told you why. So now, but we're just gonna do this. We're gonna do it and see what happens. So I'm putting this little cup over here, And I'm just gonna start pouring. And I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Okay. Just pour it over and it's just gonna drip down. And I don't know if it's gonna drip down like, you know, I suppose I can kind of control where it's going a little bit. But you know, flowers aren't perfect anyway. Okay. And this is going to have to dry like days before this book can be closed, or before maybe I'll have to seal it or something. So now I'm just pouring this color over. Get that to go over that. I just don't know how this is gonna work. Okay. I'm gonna do this in a few different layers. I also have, I made another color, like a deeper red. This could be, I don't know, this could just be a mess. Because when she did hers, because of the shape of the cup or the thing that she had down, it almost made like petals, you know. This isn't. And I see that my table is not level. That is another thing. If you're really doing this like, you know, correctly, you do want your surface to be level, because as you see, it's already running here. And I don't want that. Let me prop it with something here. There, that should help. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna have to touch this. Let's see here. It's slippery. Yeah, it's slippery. Okay. Wipe my hands. I'm going to take a paint. I mean, you could take a skewer or anything. I'm just going to take the end of this, and I'm going to kind of draw some lines and see. I'm going to see what happens. Let's see. I think that she kind of did it like that. See, now I have too much paint, I think. And like, oh, that's kind of cool though. And like that. Okay, and I'm trying to hold this up with my arm now because it's wanting to go like that. That's kind of clumpy. That's kind of cool. Definitely have enough paint this time. Yeah, this is good. I don't know what's gonna do to the outside of my book, but that is cool. You see that? Oh my gosh, I love it. So the key, yes, a lot of paint, a lot of, you want it, you know, fairly runny, although not, you know, not like water, but, so now I'm gonna kind of, I gotta get it to the end here. I wonder if I should just keep trying to draw it with this, because that looks pretty cool. There's a lot of paint on here. This, oh my gosh. So I wouldn't do it quite this thick like I did, because this is gonna take days to dry. And even before I can take off the top, or the tape rather, to show you, is gonna take a while. So, but that is really cool. Now I could take this, so I was going that way, or was I going this way? I can't remember. And you could just keep doing that, you know, and get some kind of a design here. And then this gal took a napkin and put it over it and then pulled it up. And I'm just not sure, because of the way it's attached to the next page, I just don't really dare do that. I just don't think that that's going to work. What I am going to try to do is get rid of some of this excess on the side here. And I kind of like this little wavy thing though. That's kind of cool, huh? And again, the gold kind of disappeared. It kind of just went away. I wonder if I can, with one hand here, hold on. I wouldn't mind having a little more gold, just a little. And I can just kind of pull it through. I don't want to get too much more paint on here, but okay. I'm just gonna, yeah, just kind of pull that through. It just kind of gets, it kind of blends in, but now it's kind of have a little kind of star in the middle here. And then another thing that happens apparently is cells. As it dries, it creates little cells. And so it'll be fun to see what exactly happens with those cells. But this is cool. I really like it. It's a mess. It's really a mess. I don't know what's gonna happen underneath here. And then I see that this probably should have come a little further in there, but that's okay. I can fix that. But I'm gonna have to let this dry. There is a gob of paint on here. And then when it's dry enough, I will take off the tape. We'll see what kind of damage we did to the book, if any, and we'll take a look at it and see if we like it. But I'll be back later. Okay, everybody, I am back. This is very interesting. So here's what I want to show you. There are still parts of it that are wet, believe it or not. It is the next day. It is like almost 24 hours later. So, because there was so much paint, and I'll show you where it's still wet. So let's take a look at this. And I have my rag handy because I might get some, I just don't want to get any more on the front, and I did get some on the front. So let's see how we can do this. Yeah, see, there's paint. Because it is, it's really wet inside. It was inside of 2 of the pages, and so it's kind of dripping down still. Okay, I think I'm safe to lay this down for a second. Okay, so here is what this looks like, which is really pretty cool. After I took the tape off, it's really pretty cool. Now the one where I felt like I didn't have enough paint, I actually like it better because the other one, as you can see, is quite thick. Now it's got more texture, which is also kind of cool. This is gonna take, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to leave this like standing up for a good week. What is gonna happen when I close it and open it a few times, I think it's possible that this might crack. Right now, it's very latexy and it's just kind of, you know, bending. I did have to peel away a little bit of this because again, it was so thick and it was stuck to the tape. But some of these are things I can fix, right? But I really actually like this side. The only thing I don't like are these lines. And those are the lines, frankly, that were from when I put on that first white coat, and it, you know, it kind of got those cross lines, and it kind of dried and pulled away from the gesso. If I had not done the white coat beneath, I don't think I'd have this. I think it would actually be perfect. So, so I really do like this. I like this side a lot. I'm just living with these little lines. I think it's kind of cool actually. And this side actually has some of them too, because even though I went over it with another coat of white, those lines still kind of came through as it dried. But I mean, the colors are really cool. I love the design of it. So what happened on the front was actually not bad. I got a little bit right up here, but I was going to be doing more things to the cover anyway. So, you know, that's just something where I can put something, which I had planned on doing. The back, it got a little bit along here, so I can fix that a little bit up in here. Also, I'm finding that some of it peels right off, like, because it's very kind of latexy. It's acrylic, but I think because of the medium, it makes it kind of latexy. Maybe that's what's doing it, I'm not sure. So like on the inside here, when I pull them apart, there's a little bit. I can actually peel this off, so I'll probably do that. And if I can't get it off, you know, this is all gonna be covered anyway. Now in this one, yeah, this one has a little bit more, but again, I can either peel it off or just cover it. This one actually has a really interesting kind of effect, and I might leave it because it's kind of cool, and then do something else over it. Obviously a lot leaked into here, but it's, you know, I kind of like it. It's kind of cool, but it has to, it's really still wet, so it has to dry. And then, well, I showed you the back, and it is a little bit like warpy, but I think some of that too is the fact that I have the string tied in the back, so it's not allowing it to lay straight. So was it a fail? Was it a success? I think it's kind of, I don't think it's a fail. I think if I was to do it again, I would only do the clear gesso. I would do only one page, like maybe just the back page, so that when I poured it, you know, I could go to the center seam, but then I could pour it off and it wouldn't hurt any other pages. So you know, I think it was a good experiment. And something really fun, I had a bunch of paint left, and I had enough to do this 12 by 12 canvas, and it looks so cool. It kind of looks like a ceramic tile, right? Something that you put, you know, on your backsplash or your bathroom tile or something. So so I was able to use the paint. It's super cool. I'll probably seal it, and I barely had enough, so it's a little bit lighter on the edge here, but this was just like an old practice canvas that I had been playing with. I did other stuff on it. So I put some nails under it to make it stand up, and I made sure that it was level, and it is really cool. So so paint pouring is really fun. So is it good? Is it perfect for art journals? I don't know if it's perfect for art journals, but I think it can be done. And you know, I hope you learn from my mistakes, and I certainly have learned from that. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.